unit o yung bahay, then I need a refund. Pupunta sa DSUD. Pinapaikot-ikot ng DSUD. And so what happens next is they come to my show, they come to me. Pagdating sa akin, nabibigyan ko ng action because I call directly doon sa developer. Wala nang conciliation. Direct to the point, I call them, ibigyan yung refund, illegal kayo eh.
Upon application of the debt.
Exactly.
That's exactly
There
what
you go.
But sir, your
Hindi kasi nagpapalusot ka pa miss you pakis eh. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mr. Chair. Hindi,
Senator
kayo ang
Tulfo, you may
nagbibigay ng lisensya sa developer para makapagbenta. Ang point ko, you're listening but you're not hearing me. Ang point ko dito, ayon sa mga sumbong, nabentahan sila ng mga unit and then pagdating ng araw na prinami sa kanila na mag-take over na sila sa unit, walang unit. In some cases, talahib pa. Walang bahay, talahib pa. At kung meron man kuminsan may unit, may bahay, sira-sira pa yung bahay. Butas-butas yung dingding, butas-butas yung bubong. Come on, kasi nagkakataon siguro nasa mansion ka nakatira, hindi kasi baka sa Forbes pa ka nakatira, hindi ka siguro sa mga condominium na develop. Come on, Miss Pakis. If you want, tatambakan kita ng mga reklamo tungkol sa hindi pag-aksyon ng DSUD. You want me?
Actually, sir,
Pag tinambak ko sa'yo, baka hindi mo mabasa lahat.
once we issue
No.
the license,
Sige, I'll give it to the committee chair at itatambak sa iyo yan. Dapat basahin mo isa-isa. Pag hindi mo nabasa isa-isa at babalikan ka namin. Ang hirap sa'yo, palusot ka pa eh. All you need to do is dapat you have the correct answers for all these problems that are being presented to you by the people that comes to my office. But you're not eh. Kasi kung ginagawa yung trabaho nyo, hindi sana pumipila-pila, ma'am, huwag kang nakasimangot. Please don't do that. Huwag kang tataas ng kilay, parang tumitingin ka sa bubong. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that here. Don't you ever do that. Okay?
Needs of this country, including the formal sector, yun po yung nasa 6 million as mentioned by Yusek.
Now, based on the NHA's point of view, by definition, what is the difference between backlog and need?
All right.
Anong technical definition po ba nun?
Okay.
Forgive me, I'm sharing the Committee on Housing for the first time.
From the economic principle, no, the housing need po, ito po yung mga present and projected as projected ho ng PSA. Now, with the current need, meron ka ng mga need pa in the previous years. Yun po yung definition namin ng backlog that we should have responded to that housing need, particularly of the informal sector families, because that's a primary target market of NHA.
So from the point of view of NHA, the backlog is 3.7. From the point of view of DSUD, the backlog is 2.2. From the point of view of NHA, the need is 6 million, give or take. From the point of view of DSUD, the need is 3.7. Can we now go to the Presidential Commission for Urban Poor? What are your figures, ma'am?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think the figures being mentioned by a representative from DSUD and NHA only includes the affected families for administrative cases for affected families of government projects. But sa amin po sa PCUP, as we speak now, we already have 34,000 families affected by court-ordered cases na wala pong provision ng housing. And the data po, I don't think it's included po sa targets ng DSUD at NHA na sana po
So hindi
maisama.
kasama
Hindi
dito yun.
po.
How many houses are you talking about? You're talking families.
Uh,
One family, one house, or depende?
Yes, one family, one house. 34,000 affected families as we speak today, affected by court-ordered cases. In our last hearing in Congress, ang sabi po ng NHA, they can only build 34,000 homes up to 2028. And that's for administrative cases. Pero ang data po kasi ng court-ordered cases na sa PCUP, kaya nagulat din po nga ang NHA because hindi po kami kasama sa allotment.
Mr. Chair, kasi mukhang hindi nasagot yung unang tanong mo eh. Tinatanong po ng chairman, ano yung pagkakaiba ng backlog at saka yung need? Ang in-expect kong sagot sana, Mr. Chair, yung need, the minimum comfort of an individual to shelter himself. Halimbawa, kung natutulog na po sila, patayo na lang dahil sa liit ng kanilang lugar. Ano ba yung minimum comfort para ang isang dissenting individual ma-shelter siya? Doon sana dapat tayo magsimula eh. Kahit halimbawa nabigyan sila ng kahon na lang eh. Isip-isipin mo, isa nakatayong natutulog.
Mr. Chair, siguro po mga 25 square meters.
For a family of
5
studio,
minimum.
banyo, kusina, kwarto.
Opo. Yung isa pong tinurn over naming bahay sa Binyan ng Shaft C for the railways, 25 or 27 square meters, dalawa po yung banyo, tapos studio. Maluwag na naman po. Tapos parang may maliit pang dirty kitchen sa likod.
So yun po ba yung na-factor nung kino-consider nyo yung 1.133 million, yung 25 square meters, sir?
Yes, Mr. Chair, yes, Your Honor. There was a question earlier, ano yung definition? If I may be allowed to share with you the definition. The definition of backlog is basically household that are likely to occupy unacceptable housing units. And in addition to that, the double up unacceptable housing units. A double up means that there are more than one family or household occupying the same unit. For example, kasama po natin yung mga magulang, dapat po kino-consider yan na separate. So that is considered a part of the backlog. Kung meron tayong anak, yung may pamilya na, they were supposed to be separate, even if they don't want, that is also considered as backlog. So kasama po yun sa computation. Now, ano po yung need? Yung need po, yung backlog na yon plus newly formed household families likely to occupy acceptable units and also the allowance for inventory losses. Meron pong ganon. In the 6.5 figure that was quoted earlier, the 2/3 of that are those that are occupying unacceptable units, double up, and newly formed. 1/3 of that is the allowance for inventory losses. Ibig po sabihin ng allowance for inventory losses, today they are occupying good houses, but over time, masisira po yan, maapektuhan ng let's say, ng bagyo or flooding or other. These are the allowance for inventory losses.
And what is that percentage for inventory loss?
In the 6.5 figure, that is 1/3 of that 6.5.
1/3
1/3 po.
on top of depreciation? Ito yung losses because of
That was the
typhoons,
number
calamities?
That was the number that was prepared in 2016 for that 6.5. Kasi 6.5 number was not prepared in 2020. It was prepared in 2016.
So anong binago niyo kaya bumaba?
Okay, ang ginawa po ng PSA, kaya po siya na-review, hindi po na account yung mga improvements. Kumbaga binilang lang yung potentially masisira pero hindi kinover yung pwedeng i-repair. So that was how the number was
Do you have
corrected.
someone from PSA here?
Mr. Chair, Meron akong
Senator Tulfo?
quick
you may proceed,
question
sir.
sa kanila. Kasi looking at an article here, it says that an official of the Department of Human Settlement and Urban Development, DSUD, foresees the housing backlog in the country to reach the 10 million mark by the end of the president's term from 6.5 million as of 2022. Nasaan na tayo? Are we on target?
Your Honor, we have recalibrated that number. That is why we're working on 1.213.
So where are we at now?
Right now we are about 477
477?
as of December po last year.
Okay.
Senator Tulfo, my problem with, unfortunately, there's no member from or official from PSA here. My problem with the recalibrating numbers is that you're just making the books look good. Pero niloloko natin yung sarili natin eh. I'll give you an example, a perfect example. Unemployment went down simply because we changed the definition of unemployment. Defined as, kung wala kang trabaho, pero hindi ka na naghahanap ng trabaho, hindi ka unemployed. Ganun. Diba? Pag may trabaho ka, maski na part-time, employed ka na. We changed the definition. And voila, bumagsak sa 5% ang unemployment bigla ng bansa natin from 11% by simply changing the definition. Now, when coming up with a definition, sir, I'd rather have a definition that encompasses everything. I'd rather capture the worst case scenario and for it not to be true, kesa lokohin natin yung sarili natin na ganyang kalit lang yung backlog natin, na hindi naman totoo, just so that we can say we accomplished something during our term. May I confirm, hindi talaga kasama yung sinasabi ni Yusek Gonzales na yung mga court cases na ine-evict, ine-eject, tinatanggal, that's not part of your figures.
Right now, we don't have that included. What we have is based on the 2020 census. That is how the numbers are generated.
We'll just have to invite PSA next time to check on those figures, I guess, Senator Tulfo. You may proceed, sir.
Mr. Chair, pwedeng mag-segwit muna tayo ng konti sa katanungan kasi for me, this is also equally important if I would borrow the statement of Ms. Fermalino. Kasi siguro hindi na lingid sa kalaman natin lahat yung may nangyayari ngayon sa BF Homes Parañaque. Meron na nga buhay na nasawi. Patayan na doon kasi nga meron Supreme Court ruling, Mr. Chair, na sinasabi doon na yung first HOA president should be installed. Pero matigas ang ulo talaga yung mga nakaupo ngayon at hindi ini-enforce ng DSOD. Anong meron? Bakit kayo DSOD ay hindi sumusunod doon sa request ng Supreme Court? Ayan tuloy, nagkakagulo na. And it always happens that way. Every time na may mga Supreme Court ruling or court ruling na sinasabi kung sino talaga ang homeowners president, anong nangyari? Hindi nyo na-implement. It's either duwag kayo o incompetent kayo o sa magkanong kadahilanan kayo. I'm sorry for the word, sir, but that's exactly what people are asking me to ask you.
Who may answer for that? You have another senior Yusek.
Yes.
Yusek Pakis?
Yes, Your
ma'am. You
Honor.
may proceed, ma'am.
With all due respect, Your Honor, the BF Parañaque, BF Resort Homeowners Association is a decision rendered by the HSAC. That decision apparently became final and executory, wherein which HSAC issued a writ of execution. And that incident that you were specifically referring to, where a security guard died, it was an execution of the decision of HSAC at that day. So it was HSAC. There is an interplay of jurisdiction insofar as HSAC and DSUD is concerned.
What is HSAC, Ms. Pakis?
The Adjudicatory Commission, Human Settlements Adjudicatory Commission, Your Honor,
So they are the ones who
who adjudicates or has jurisdiction in litigious cases insofar as real
And the-
estate and
right,
homeowners
and the
associations
decision
are
of the
concerned.
HSAC is to install the previous president as
Yes,
opposed to
by
the
the,
new?
via execution, via issuance of the writ of execution, the sheriff of HSAC went to BF Resort to execute the writ, Your Honor. And then I think, I don't know, I don't have personal knowledge because, HSAC is independent from DSUD. Although it is attached to DSUD, the adjudicatory nature of HSAC is separate from DSUD.
But yeah, I know, but the decision of the Supreme Court was long been decided. Ang action nyo kasi, ang nangyari kasi, Ms. Pakis, not only this time, but also there were several instances na matagal na may desisyon ang korte and ang tagal nyong kumilos. Kaya nga yung iba sa kanila pupunta sa office ko, pupunta sa programa ko para ipa-execute, nagkakagulo na, nag-aaway-away na. And yet mabagal kay kumilos, yun yung point dun eh.
I
You
think-
wait until na talagang dumating sa boiling point and then yon nagkakaroon sakitan. Pero kung early on, you acted on that decision by the court, pina-implement yun agad. Wala ba kay enforcement group?
But Your Honor, that is the procedural remedy. Once an administrative case has been filed in an administrative agency, the complainant or the parties has the option to go to regular courts on appeal or certiorari instances. In this case, when the HSAC Commission rendered a decision, the parties went to the Supreme Court. So we have to wait for the finality of that appeal before we could issue a writ of execution. It's not because we're matagal, but it's because we have to follow the process.
So, dito sa BF Home Parañaque, kailan po lumabas yung decision ng Supreme Court na ordering the new one, the old OWA president to be installed?
Your Honor, I really don't have personal knowledge. As I have stated before, I am from DSUD, and HSAC is a separate entity created also by 11201, although attached to DSUD. I think it would have been better if you have invited someone from HSAC also.
Kaya nga, so sabi mo, wala kang personal knowledge. Ganun ang palaging sinasabi pag pinapunta namin sa hearing,
Yes.
yung mga concerned agencies, you always said, I don't have personal knowledge.
Exactly.
Now, you should be ready for that question kasi alam mo naman kung ano nangyari ngayon sa mga subdivisions and units. In fact, marami pa akong questions na every single day, may pupunta even while we speak right now. May mga nakapila doon, Mr. Chair, nireklamo yung DSUD. Totoo yan. Pila-pila, meron yung hindi nyo chinecheck kung yung isang subdivision na pre-selling, kung meron ba talaga silang license to sell. Nakapagbayad na yung mga OFWs, they paid everything, and then pagdating ng araw na kukunin na lang unit, hindi nagagawa at puro talahib pa rin. And dapat yun na mamonitor ng DSUD. Wala eh. Meron pa yung pagdating nung buyer, Mr. Chair, sira-sira yung bubong, sira-sirang dingding, walang tubig, etc. Dapat yun na mamonitor ng DSUD. Meron pa yung wala silang contract selling between the buyer and the seller. Dapat yun monitor ng DSUD. At marami mga subdivisions, developers, ang palagi ng reklamo. Kasi if you're doing your job, then dapat walang sana mga reklamo. Gusto nyo, papuntahin ko sa DSUD, yung mga pupila sa amin araw-araw, kaya yung gampanan. And you know that for a fact na we've been calling your office. Because nakikita nyo naman na yung problema sa housing, hindi nyo talaga na-actionan.
Whose job is it to monitor yung sinasabi ni Senator Tulfo na nagbenta na, wala pang right to sell, talahib pa, wala pa namang development talaga? Whose lookout is that?
If I may clarify, there is a distinction between development of subdivision and condominium. Insofar as subdivision developments, development permit is being issued by the local government. Insofar as condominium, development permit is being issued by DSUD. So it depends on the classification of the development.
So if it's a subdivision, it's the LGU?
Well, they are the ones who's approving the site development plan.
But who will give them the authority to sell? It's not
Us.
the LGU.
The development plan, the
Kaya yun nga.
developer, we will issue a certificate of registration and license to sell upon application of the development.
Exactly.
That's exactly
There
what
you go.
But sir, you're
Hindi kasi
either-
nagpapalusot ka pa Miss Pakis eh.
Kasi that purpose
No,
ng license.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Mr. Chair.
Very sorry.
Hindi,
Senator
kayo ang
Tulfo, you may
nagbibigay ng lisensya sa developer para makapagbenta. Ang point ko, you're listening but you're not hearing me. Ang point ko dito, ayon sa mga sumbong, na bentahan sila ng mga unit and then pagdating ng araw na prinami sa kanila na mag-take over na sila sa unit, walang unit. In some cases, talahib pa. Walang bahay, talahib pa. At kung meron man kuminsan may unit, may bahay, sira-sira pa yung bahay. Butas-butas yung dingding, butas-butas yung bubong. Come on, kasi nagkakataon siguro nasa mansion ka nakatira, hindi kasi baka sa Forbes pa ka nakatira, hindi ka siguro sa mga condominium na develop. Come on, Miss Pakis. If you want, tatambakan kita ng mga reklamo tungkol sa hindi pag-aksyon ng DSUD. You want me?
Actually, sir,
Pag tinambak ko sa'yo, baka hindi mo babasa lahat.
once we issue
No,
the
no.
license,
Sige, I'll give it to the committee chair at itatambak sa iyo yan. Dapat basahin mo isa-isa. Pag hindi mo nabasa isa-isa at babalikan ka namin. Ang hirap sa'yo, palusot ka pa eh. All you need to do is dapat you have the correct answers for all these problems that are being presented to you by the people that comes to my office. But yun natin. Kasi kung ginagawa yung trabaho nyo, hindi sana pumipila-pila, ma'am, huwag kang nakasimangot. Please don't do that. Huwag kang tataas ng kilay parang tumitingin ka sa bubong. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that here. Don't you ever do that. Okay? Ang point ko rito, Mr. Chair, even while we speak, today, meron naman nakapila sa wanted sa radyo. And almost every day, every week, sino nireklamo? DSUD for not acting upon their problems. Palagi yan na nakapagbayad na sila, usually mga OFWs, Mr. Chair, pinagpawisan nila sa abroad. Pag nagbayad sila bago sila mag-abroad, hulog sila ng hulog, and then the time comes na dapat turnover na walang unit. Walang bahay kasi puro talahib pa rin. Kung meron man, butas-butas. Walang tubig, walang bubong. Wag kang tumingin sa taas, ma'am. Tingin ka sa amin. Ma'am, this just shows na kayo dyan sa DSUD, hindi nyo ginagawa yung inyong trabaho. Wala kayong monitoring system. Wala nag-i-ensure na itong developer na ito, meron ba siyang kakayahan na magbenta? Meron ba siyang kakayahan na talagang gumawa ng unit, panindigan niya yung mga nabenta niya sa pre-selling? And it so happens so many of these developers, hindi na nagagampanan yung kanyang responsibilities na magbenta. Because wala siyang kakayahan. Although yung mga sikat, Mr. Chair, mga kilalang mga developer, of course, napapanindigan nila. Pero marami dito na hindi eh. Miss Pakis, come on, ikaw ba yung sa monitoring? Then you're not doing your job kung ikaw yung nasa monitoring. Ikaw ba, sino ang chief ng monitoring?
Your Honor, we do regulatory. Once the license to sell has been issued, it is mandated for the regional office to conduct mandatory monitoring within 1 year from issuance.
Okay. Before the license being issued, wala ba kayong ginagawang vetting? Wala ba kayong ginagawang investigation to ensure na may capability na mag-construct talaga, mag-develop itong isang developer?
Insofar as condominium is concerned,
Whether condominium or subdivision?
not yet. If it's a subdivision, as long as the developer is not yet applying for the certificate of registration and license to sell with DSUD, we are not exercising any jurisdiction over monitoring and investigation of their development.
Yun nga, Miss Pakis eh. Okay. So, wala pa silang license to sell. And yet, nagbebenta na sila. Marami nang naluloko. Kumukubra na ito mga developer. So, dapat yan monitor ninyo.
Actually, Your Honor, there is Yusek Mari, there is an interagency, I think, for anti-illegal.
Then meron na bang nakasuhan? Meron na bang napakulong ninyo? Sino?
Sorry na
Yes,
tapano. Your Yusek?
Yes, yes. Aninias. No po. Yusek
Yusek
lang po.
Aninias.
Yes,
You are
Yusek.
recognized.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair, Your Honors. This would recently created a national task force that merged the national task force for against professional squatters and squatting syndicates, and also the anti-illegal real estate against anti-illegal real estate practices. And so actually we just recently put it together, and we have been talking to our regional directors to find out and to establish baseline information on incidences of anti-illegal real estate practices. As far po as regulation of those that have developers that have been issued certificates of registration and licenses to sell, ang DSUD po ay nagko-conduct po ng mga monitoring po the moment po na nag-issue po ng CRLS, at pag nalaman po na nagbebenta po ang mga tao na hindi naman po na-issuean ng license to sell, or na-issuean po ng license to sell pero may mga ginagawa pong mali, ang ating pong mga regional directors ay empowered po to issue either po a cease and desist order or ika-cancel po ang kanila pong license.
Exactly. Now, I'll give you an example, Mr. Chair. Marami nang pumunta sa amin dahil nga doon sa illegal. Kung tinawag mo kanina, they're not supposed to sell because they haven't been given the license yet, right? Now, ang nangyari, humingi sila ng refund. Hindi nyo na kaya eh, pero yung programa ko na kaya eh. Totoo yan. I'll give you some examples. I'll show you. I'll give it to the committee chair. Pumunta sila sa DSUD para humingi ng tulong nang sa they can get refunds. Pero anong ginawa ng DSUD? Bukas na. Then when they came to my show, ako mismo direkta kinausap ko yung developer na bigyan ng refund yung mga buyers. O ibig sabihin, incompetent kayo. Kayo dapat ang puntahan pagdating, nagmamonitor at pagdating sa refund. Wag kang tatawa-tawa, ma'am. Don't do that. No, this is serious matter kasi marami. If kung doon ka lang pumunta sa show ko sa action center ko, baka sasakit ang dibdib mo, maawa ka dahil pila-pila yung mga tao na inaapi, niloloko.
Naintindihan ko po yun, Your Honor. In fact, marami rin po talagang nakapila po sa DSUD na mga nagrereklamo. Marami rin po ang sumusulat po sa amin. Sinusubukan po naming tugunan. Maganda rin po na naririnig po namin yung pong mga dumudulog po sa inyo. Dito po sa regarding po sa refund, ang ginagawa po ng DSUD po ay pag po meron pong nagrereklamo po sa amin ng refund, ang first po na amin pong ginagawa para pong aming pong triage is that we go through a conciliation proceedings. Kasi yun po ang ginagawa ng DSUD, we can only conciliate. Kapag po kailangan na po ang may jurisdiction po ng refund po talaga ay ang Human Settlements Adjudication Commission.
But
So
that's
kailangan po silang
that's part
mag-file.
of your agency, your department.
Ginagawa po namin yon, Your Honor.
Exactly, yun nga po, ma'am. Last na lang, Mr. Chair. Sorry, I'm taking too much time. Ito po yun. Unang-una, walang license to sell ang isang developer. Nakalusot sa inyo. Pangalawa, nung dumating na yung time na sasabihin ng buyer, wala pala kayong license to sell at hindi nyo pa rin natatapos yung unit o yung bahay, then I need a refund. Pupunta sa DSUD. Pinapaikot-ikot ng DSUD. And so what happens next is they come to my show, they come to me. Pagdating sa akin, nabibigyan ko ng action because I call directly doon sa developer. Wala nang conciliation. Direct to the point. I call them, ibigyan yung refund. Illegal kayo eh. Kasi kayo magpapatawag pa meron pang yung notice number 1, notice number 2. Pinapahaba nyo. Pero come up with a system na mapapabilis yung refund. Kasi some of these OFWs, they need to go back doon sa kanilang work. And they need the money. Kasi they're expecting na yung bahay na yun matatapos na. Kung wala pala yung bahay, give them the refund. Agad-agad. Huwag nyo na pahirapan. Naghirap na nga sila mag-antay eh. And then, dahil niloko silang developer, and then pagdating sa DSUD, when they're asking for refund, mag-aantay pa ulit sila. Yun yung point. Bilis-bilisan nyo po yung trabaho nyo.
Yes po, we will take note of that po at the moment po kasi ang powers po ng DSUD is we cannot actually compel po the refund kung talaga pong through conciliation rin lang po. And then ang nagagawa rin lang po namin is if pag po matigas po ulo at hindi po talaga mag-refund.
Teka muna, you cannot compel refund? Kahit na alam
No
nyo na,
po.
why? Why
Well, there are measures po that we can compel refund through
So what happens
cancellation
kung-
po of their license. So makukompel po sila pag po ganon.
So,
But the HSAC po, yun po ang talaga pong body that can compel the refund.
alright. So meron na bang mga developer na na-cancel yung mga licenses nila because
Marami
hindi
po.
na-compel?
Marami po.
Then give us the list of those.
Opo. And also po yung pong HSAC, kasi sila po ang korte. So sila po may writ of execution po sila na nai-issue na talaga pong nakokompel ng kanila pupunta po ang sheriff para po makompel.
So, Yusek, ito na lang. Maging strict kayo sa monitoring. And then mabilis-bilis dapat yung action niya. Pag may lumapit sa inyo na humingi ng refund dahil talagang naloko sila ng isang developer of fly-by-night o 1, 2, 3 sila, dapat nandun yung sympathy nyo, bilisan yung action nyo kasi masama nga ng loob nila, naloko sila. And then when they come to DSUD, paikot-ikutin sila. It doesn't sound good to them. Doon sumasama ng loob, nadadama yung gobyerno eh. Kasi these OFWs po, they go online. Nadadamay si presidente. Tapos sabi, nung panahon ng ganito, previous administration, mabilis ang aksyon. Ngayon, itong bago administrasyon, mabagal. Kasi maleta, etc. Nadadamay eh. Yung sitting administration because sa pagiging mabagal yung umaksyon. Especially pag mga OFWs, bilisan yung mga aksyon para sa mga OFWs natin because these people, very sensitive sila sa mga issues, especially pag hindi natutugunan yung kanilang problema. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Tulfo. When was this task force established, ma'am? And who is the head of this task force?
I am one of the co-chairs, Your Honor,
The other co-chair is who?
Yusek Roman Molina.
So may the chair request Senator Tulfo to kindly furnish the chair in the committee with the complaints his action center received, which the chair will gladly forward to the task force. And the task force is hereby directed to kindly inform the committee with respect to the actions taken thereon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So ordered. In the meantime, given the complexity of the measure, after consolidating Senate Bill number 937, 1861, 937, 1002, 1861, and take into account House Bill number 6278, same are hereby referred to a technical working group for refinement and coordination with the SUD with respect to outlining in law the policy that they have now governing on-site, in-city, or near-city resettlement program. So ordered. Moving forward, Senator
Chair,
Davy,
with
recognized,
your
you may
indulgence
proceed, sir.
also, siguro ito na lang ano, no, you can see, it is important for the heads of agencies to be present, especially this is the first organizational meeting. So, we are asking the SUD, NHA, what is, siguro they better come up with an excuse. Ano yung equally important na sinasabi nyong kanilang pinuntahan? Ngayon lang po bihira lang this is just once, ngayon lang to nagtawag ang ating chair. No? After he was designated as chair of this committee. Tapos hindi pa pinuntahan. That is utter disrespect. Snubbing the Senate. Eh, ano tingin nyo sa Senado? Di ba? Hindi porket may number 6 si secretary, pwede niya na istabin yung number 7. Ha? Ganun ba yun? Di ba? And you know, that's why I asked Mr. Chair during the budget hearing, I know that the secretary did like it. Being the principal author and sponsor of the creation of the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, tinanong ko lang, mga Yusek, ASEC, wala na ako nakikilalang mga muka. Bago kayo lahat eh, di ba? Am I correct? Am I correct? 1 year. Tama? You were, sabay kayo ni Secretary Aliling.
No, Sec Jerry na ako. Sec Jerry po.
Sec Jerry. Okay, but since when? Kaya pa kayo?
I was appointed September 2022.
2022. Eh, kayo po, senior din. Yes,
Likewise, sir.
kayo po,
2022.
2022. Okay. We started the drafting this creation 2013. So, ang tanong ko lang, sino yung may institutional memory? Eh, nagalit pa yung sekretary nyo. Ha? Hindi raw niya dapat kayo, pababayaan na ganun-ganunin. Masama ba yung tanong ko? For asking, Mr. Chair, ano bang masama? Of course, we want this new agency, this new department to be successful. Walang masama po doon. So Mr. Chair, I would ask that the secretary and the head of NHA submit to this committee an excuse kung ano nga po yung kanilang equally important meeting that they had to attend to by not being present. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Chair accedes to the request of Senator Hercito. Secretary is directed to communicate with Secretary Liling and the head of NHA to kindly submit a written explanation to that effect. So ordered. Proceeding chronologically again, Senate Bill number 934, authored by Senator Estrada, an act strengthening the right of government to expropriate lands for socialized housing purposes. Again, this is a simple bill. This seeks to remove the prioritization with respect to when expropriation can be had, making all of the options available equally depending on the situation. Would anyone have a position against that? I'm trying to abbreviate, Kasi simple lang naman siya eh. Yes, just for the record, Yusek Gonzalez. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, we support the bill po. Ang LGU makapag-expropriate po ng mga lupa para sa housing.
Na hindi na kailangan mag-go through nung list, di ba? Na ito muna, yan muna, yan muna.
Opo.
If that option is available at the outset, go right ahead.
Yes. And sana po talaga ang mga LGUs ay mag-comply po talaga sa UDHA na mag-provide po talaga ng housing projects para po sa kanilang nasasakupan. Dahil karamihan po talaga ng LGUs, bilang na bilang lang po talaga namin ang mga LGUs na nagko-comply sa UDHA na mag-provide ng housing, ng relocation site or financial assistance sa mga court-ordered cases po.
Okay. Huwag mo na, JD. Huwag mo natin to.
Mr. Chair, before I go, because I
Yes,
got
please.
another meeting.
Senator Tulfo.
I cannot help but echo what the good colleague here just told me. Mayabang yung secretary, yung amo, mayabang yung tao. That's all. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Galing sa kanya po yun. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator Hercito.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move that the Senate Bill number 934 be approved under this committee.
There's a motion duly seconded before Senator Rafi left. Hearing no objection, subject to style, Senate Bill number 934 is hereby approved and adopted at the committee level. So ordered. Now, Senate Resolution number 318. Earlier, Senator Hercito, Chair authorized and delegated to Senator Bam Aquino the right and authority to hear Senate Resolution number 254, which he authored. Chair likewise announced earlier his intention to do the same with respect to your resolution,